Well, thank you for that. I've lived in Fullerton now more than 70 years, along with my wife, who is also here almost 70 years. And I've served on many boards. The last one here was the Fullerton City Council, where twice I was privileged to serve as mayor. And I've served on the Planning Commission before that, and before that, for 12 years, a redevelopment commission. And I've served on other committees too, like the Friends of the Arboretum. That was one of my favorite ones, because those were people that not only gave of their time and effort, but their money as well. They really believed in what they wanted to do. And I've been president of the Sunrise Rotary Club. Our motto there is service above self. We really meant it. Do some good things around the community. And I went through all the Fullerton schools here. I graduated from Fullerton High School a while ago. As did my three brothers and sister. My wife and my two sons escaped over to Troy. So we have interesting conversations when Fullerton and Troy are engaged in athletics. So I usually lose that one. So we've looked at a lot of things here. Streets are a big issue in Fullerton. And I think we learned that we need to do utilities at the same time. You got a bad water line that's breaking and a bad street, you're probably about ready to go to top the line to get a new road. Because when the water line is repaired, they're going to pay for the part of the road that they would take up anyway. So that's a major issue, infrastructure here. Fullerton has some financial issues as well. I'm very concerned about all the people they've lost, because that's the heart and soul of a city, is the people who run it. And that's not necessarily the council people, but the people who are employed by the city. They're full-time all the time. And when you go to the counter and there aren't enough people to serve you, you've got issues. The big issue still is homelessness. Yes. We've established navigation centers. We don't call them shelters anymore, we call them navigation centers, because we try to provide services and to train people and help them get out of shelters and get on with some out of their life. And we do have about to open next Monday, I believe, the Hope Center in Fullerton. That's a unique program which serves as a dispatch center for social workers who are especially trained in homelessness. That's something I've been pushing now for about 5 years, although I want to see it go beyond this, because not just homeless people have issues. People who live in homes have domestic issues, have drug issues, have mental health issues. And when you send a social worker out, they can de-escalate a situation. The key, I think, is dispatch. Is this a police call, or is this a call that a social worker can handle? Over time, that also saves money. So, I'm sorry, I don't know.
No, he's doing time for me. That's fine.
Okay. Well, homelessness is an issue. The bigger issue, though, is affordable housing. We don't have places to put people who are ready to leave a shelter because there isn't enough affordable housing to find a base for them. And we also have mental health issues. And we've created a Be Well, which is in all type of mental health issues facility. We're now working on our second facility, which is 3 times as large. One of the interesting things there is we have a sobering center. And the police are trained to take people there, be it a drug issue or it might be drunk driving, it might be something on the street. As long as they don't have a warrant or something else outstanding, they are taken there. They're not booked into jail. They do not have a record taken of the incident. Rather, they are taken to our sobering center. Fullerton police are part of that. They have been trained to do this. And in doing that, we get them sobered up, and then the next day, we work on behavioral changes. And they don't have any type of record that is made there. We also have a special collaborative court that people simply don't know about. One of the special programs we have there are people who have some crimes they've committed. If you go through the program, you have your record expunged. And that's very important because some of the crimes on your record can keep you from getting employed or even getting housing. So it's a great program that we have, and it's been very successful. Well, so many things that we've started that need to be finished. Working on a criminal justice reform, for example. I've worked on that now from the first day I became a supervisor. We're about to release it. That's where we work for first alternative to the justice system. If you're in the justice system, we try to get you out. If you're convicted and put in jail, we want to work on a better program for you while you're jailed. It's called an incarceration. And then we want to release you into the hands of a provider so that you don't kind of go back the way you were before. And that we've been working on a long time. We have a equity measure. We got a $23 million grant from the federal CDC. We have a social progress index, the only county in the country that does that. Instead of using money as a measurement of how well you're doing, it looks at social determinants. And we can look at, do you have medical care? Are there libraries? Do you have access to good food sources? And a whole bunch of things, 50 determinants in all. And that is just beginning. We staffed up, and we've been having seminars. At the last seminar, we had some 250 different providers in the county that attended. So it's pretty special. I want to see that continue, and just make that a marvelous tool for creating programs. It'll spot inequities, and once we know where they are, we can create programs. The county, for example, has 60,000 acres of parklands that it maintains for the enjoyment of people. And we've done a number of things with our parks. For example, this Friday evening, we are hosting an outdoor movie in Carbon Canyon Park, a family movie called Hocus Pocus. And then the next day in Tri-City Park, which is another county park, we're hosting a fishing derby for kids. So it just kind of keeps going. And in terms of locally, I've been a strong supporter of saving Coyote Hills. And another interesting park is along the Santa Ana River. It goes along where the ducks and the igloo are. It goes for about half a mile. And we even have an Indian tribe that's going to establish an Indian village along the way. Yeah, and the water district is donating what we call coffer dams, which means we'll have water along the sidelines too. So imagine water in a river. That's kind of a unique thing around here. And that's a wonderful open park space. And we try to create them whenever we can. Well, let me put a plug in for our sanitation district. Our sanitation district, which used to be called our sewer district, recycles 100 million gallons of water a day into potable, drinkable water. And it puts it up in our aquifer here. So the water we're pumping out of the ground in Fullerton and in North County is recycled water that's percolated back into the ground. That is being expanded to 130 million gallons a day by the end of the next quarter. That's pretty amazing. When I went on that board, I said, tell me about your toilet to tap program, because that was what they were using. I thought that was clever. I said, no, don't use that anymore. Now it's showers to flowers. Okay. Stigma is an enemy of the program. So, but we can, when we're all done with the expansion, we can take care of 1.2 million of our population for their daily needs.